think the next step would be to, build a storeroom or build a base where I can really just put things in, because my whole inventory is quite full. Hey, and welcome back. Welcome back to Academy of Witchwood. How are you doing today? After the last episode, I went ahead and sorted all the stuff I have. So, instead of having a full coffer with a lot of stuff, we now have 4 chests sorted for magical stuff, for ingots and rare stuff and tools, 1 for wood, stone, wood type thingies, and 1 with all the food related plant and enemy drops. That means we have these set up, and I also have 1 barrel with enchanted books and books and quills, 1 with all the iron spells scrolls I found so far, and 1 with gems. This is not going to be my permanent place to live, and I don't intend to make it that. It's time to dive into 2 very essential things. The first is magic. Well, it's a magic mod pack, so I want to dive into magic as soon as possible. And I'm planning to create the novice spellbook, a flimsy journal, and a crude scythe right at the beginning. For that, well, I do need refined soulstone, which I need to get underground. There's soulstone ore. It's not too rare. I should find that relatively fast. I need some copper, and I need a whole set of iron tools. And none of that I do have. So first thing is I need to hit the mines. I need to go underground and collect some ore. And to, carry a little bit more with me, I want to get a backpack. And for a backpack, I need leather, which I also don't have. So let's start at the very beginning making a drying rack. I need some sticks, a slab, and 1 piece of string, which I do have. Let me quickly get a little bit of that. Get myself a drying rack, put that down somewhere, and then I can just put on that some rotten flesh. And it shouldn't take a whole long time for that to convert into leather, which is very, very useful right at the very beginning, because, slaying like 1 spider and a few zombies can grant you a lot of leather. So, with the magic of editing, let the leather be done. And let's grab 9 leather and get ourselves a backpack. So I need a chest and I need 4 strings, which I also have left. And with 4 leather, I think like this, and some strings, 1 backpack. That is not the biggest right now, but I can at least put in all the stuff I don't need to have on hand all the time. I can put it in my back slot, and then we just need to get into the keybinds, look for backpack. It's on B. Let's check what else is on B. With that, we have a quick open up for the backpack. And the other thing I want to do is to take 3 of our iron that we found, get an iron pickaxe, so that we can actually mine the bigger things that we can find underground. And maybe I should take some torches. That might be a good idea. And now? Well, I did see that we have an abandoned mineshaft right over here. So that should bring us a nice way down from the very beginning. I love these mineshafts. Let's go. Oh, this one really goes deep. And some gold, copper. Oh, that was a trapped one. A chrysite crop web. Let me mine that up. And it gives me a chrysite string. This is the thing that we need for an alchemist glove, so we can harvest all the alchemist gardens plants. Great thing to find, actually. So, now, regards of ores. What do we find? We have some gold over here. And if you find like a trapdoor with a bunch of legs sticking out, there's spiders below that. And a spider spawner. With a good possibility of being killed if you're not careful enough. And if you encounter a dead end with a few ores sticking out, I highly recommend start mining these, because mostly there's a big vein of these ores behind this cobblestone. All the iron. Who doesn't enjoy finding an iron vein early in the game? And here we have our first diamond. Is it only one? It seems like to be only one. Well, if I'm right, this is an geode. Good to know. I will need to remember that location. But I already don't have any inventory space left. Which means let me get up, empty my inventory, and come back down again. I've made it back into my little starter base, and I actually got enough materials together so that I can get myself a novice spellbook, which will grant me the achievement Unbreaking 10, and also a flimsy journal. So I now have the power of spells and the power of more spells available. I also created myself a second backpack to transport stuff, which I will directly upgrade into an iron version. This is just really useful because it just doubles the capacity. So, spells, spells, storage. And I do have enough iron to also upgrade my first backpack as well. Let me do that. With that, I also completed a few quests, I think. I went ahead and completed this one, Preparation Against the Dark, which also gives me an Iron's guidebook and a tattered tome. So the guidebooks for iron spells and Ars Nouveau. I completed A Door in Your Pocket. I completed the first blade, so I do get a bunch of quests for different sets here. I can also complete A Garden Has to Start Somewhere, which gives me the Book of Shadows and a bag of seeds. Always useful. In Magical Automation, I got a copper beginning because I got some copper ingots, which leads me down the way of alchemical restructuring. For ritual magic, I can complete this for the guidebooks for witchery and occultism. And in dark arts, I'm missing the size I want to create to get the rewards here. And elemental studies, I can just check off. I, by the way, also unlocked the chapters for fire because, well, I saw some fire, and for water and ice when I created my first water bucket. And last but not least, summoning I can just start as well. As you can see, it's relatively easy to get started, get all the base guidebooks. And these seed bags are broken, if you ask me. More seeds is always good to have. And most of them I didn't have yet. Let's take a look at spells. I do have the inscription table here, which I stole from the Cryomancer. And I got a bunch of spells that I can use. One of them is Revenant of Honor, which I got, which I think is quite amazing. I got the Burning Dash, which is always great to have. Devour is a great spell. I could summon a polar bear. I have the Healing Circle, which will come in useful. Divine Smite and Ray of Frost. Or the Ice Spikes. I think I'm actually going for the Magic Missile because it's really a really good early game spell that I can spam a little bit. And, well, if you get all of them in, I can fill my flimsy journal with a bunch of spells, which I can now equip. And with those, I am a lot better equipped than before. And in addition to that, we already have quite some spells that we can use for Ars Nouveau, including simple things like Break, which I definitely will get. We could get a harm spell, but I will use iron spells for that. With that, we do have most of the things covered that I want to get early on. Let's get ourselves some soulstone and see what else we can find below the earth. While I was climbing down these ladders this time, instead of falling, I realized there was a block missing, and I did find another level of the mineshaft, which is very useful. With access to a lot more cave system here, so you can very well just mine everything that is in here. And I forgot to bring torches, so let me dismantle a little bit of the system itself to create some more. And we already found some soulstone ore, which I can just break and collect. One raw soulstone smelts into 2 refined ones, and with a refined soulstone, well, we can get ourselves a crude scythe. Awesome! I will quickly fill my backpack with a little bit more materials, and then we'll get ourselves a ninth weapon. By the way, if you encounter things that you need a diamond pickaxe to break, for example this runic deep slate here, you will not be able to break it with the break spell itself. There is a glyph called Amplify which allows you to break harder materials, but you can see I can break everything around, but not the runic deep slate itself. So, just that you're aware. And sometimes you think, I'm just going to mine a few ores that I see lying around, and then you find yourself like 45 minutes later with a revenant protecting you, getting backpacks over inventories of loot out of these mines. This took a lot longer than I expected. Let's smelt these up and finally get the size I wanted. Say hi to my new roommate. Seems like this fisherman has claimed my bed and is now living here full time. Well, nothing I want to trade with him currently, so yeah, just leave me alone, please. What I did find underground was a cooking pot. And as there is a quest that gives me a campfire for a cooking pot, well, let's actually set it down. I have no idea if I need to lit it up, but we do have our mini kitchen now here. Other than that, I do have 3 furnaces cooking stuff up. I extended my storage. I really got a lot of materials here. And yeah, I think I just need 2 more sticks and I can craft myself a crude scythe. Which now also completes the dark curriculum, giving me access to the Forbidden and Arcanus, an Encyclopedia Arcana, and a Scriptura Vitae. And with that, I do have the nearly all of the first quests successful. I just need 8 andesite alloy for the Engineer's Welcome, but I will complete this one as well in the near future. For now, I would like to test a little bit the limits of my new gear by taking a look here. I think there was a structure of iron and spell books not too far off in this direction here. Let's head over there, and I think there was a spirit temple, or a temple of a shrine of spirit magic somewhat. So I want to test if I can, well, get myself a few new spells. That would be great. There it is. I did see it correctly when we went in this direction. This is a structure created by Ars Est Requiem, I think it's called. And if I'm not too wrong, there might be a few nice things to loot in there. But I think there's also something like a guardian that we should be a little aware of. Oh, and there's an Ars Tower and another village. Nice. So let's take a look. There is an Omnioji, I think he's called. Let's see if he will trade with us. He will. Selling Kitsune Pack scrolls. Ooh, nice. Even in a rare version. Phantom Charge in legendary. And if we get some soul crystals in the ruined book, he would also sell us a ritual Orheon. I'd rather go ahead and loot all his chests though, because there's a few of them. Which means I'm going to summon a Revenant of Honor. And, well, let's see if we can fight him. Or if our Revenant can fight him. Oh well. He can. Nice. That was a very good job. And we got a splitting shuriken scroll, which is interesting. A spirit rune and just some common ink. That is a little bit disappointing. But let's see what we can find in here. And rods. There's a few interesting and quite useful things. And with a full backpack of stuff, this place is looted. And with that, I think we achieved quite a good start for this, first real episode. We went a little bit into magic, we got ourselves a nice scythe, we have a pretty powerful guardian to protect us, we have a bunch of spells, and we gathered a whole lot of materials. And as it seems to be normal for the end of my episodes, there's a zombie chasing after us. So I hope you have a great day, a great evening, wherever you are in the world. And, well, I'll see you soon. Enjoy, and leave a comment what you like to see more. I really hope you enjoy the content. Bye bye. See you next time. Bye.